Well. Bangladesh getting to 256 and they huffed and they puffed, but they've got enough, I'm guessing. Gurkirat and Nikhil Popa joining me in this mid-innings. And yup, there is a change of wardrobe, Gurkirat, and everyone asking right now. It is, of course, I was going to say a threesome blue party, but I will leave it. Look, guys, at the end of the day, Bangladesh getting to where they've got to, Nikhil. And what do you think? Halfway mark, India's still in front, surely, right?
Yeah, I think India will definitely take this total, even more so after the start that Tanzil had. India did miss a review. I'm not sure when we will start talking about umpires, not giving calls in favor and maybe not having to go to reviews for them, but maybe that's for later. Tanzil played well, but then losing Hardik and to still being able to keep this, batting attack on this very good wicket to 256 is a lot of good effort being done. And of course, that's the smiling man right in front of you. Jadeja 2 for 38 in 10 overs. At this point of time, I have given up on talking about the speeds for him because he's finding a way to keep the runs down and partnering brilliantly with Kuldeep at the other end. So, as far as the bowling is concerned, there are a few things that we will definitely talk about, but India will take this score every day of the week. And you expect them to chase this down. It is a very good batting deck. Should come onto the bat better. Yeah, you'll have to take care of the first 6-7 overs. Hopefully, that will be done.
Okay, neutral acts with Vasan saying 35 runs short, right? Only time will tell, of course, but also with India kind of chasing for the fourth time in this World Cup, can they make it 4 in a row? Let us know in the comments and like this particular video as well before we get chatty about a lot of things. India's fielding, of course, needs to be mentioned. The Hardik injury that Nikhil just touched upon there, and what really we did like with Bangladesh and we didn't like so much. Let's start with the didn't like, Gurkirat. There was a time where they just got bogged down, lack of strike rotation. Do you think that's where they've fallen to 57? Many were reckoning Nasser Hussain said 300 minimum. Do you agree?
Yeah, I feel, Vasant is saying 35 runs short. I feel even by a conservative margin, you'll have to say maybe 50 runs short because this was a very good batting pitch. And maybe if the pitch was slightly different, I don't think, Litton would have taken the risk that he took versus Jadeja because there was nearly a period of 10 overs where Bangladesh did not get a boundary. They got a boundary at 13.4, and then I think they got a boundary in the 24th over. So that's nearly 9 overs, and you'll have to question Shanto's innings, and then probably you'll have to question Tawhid Hiday's innings in the sense he could just got stuck. So Litton, I think, was taking those risks because he realized that it's a good batting pitch, but in the last game also there was this conversation about is the opposition not showing enough intent. I don't think that's true. Today Litton was trying to show intent, but it's difficult to find those boundaries where you have one spinner who's not ready to leave the stumps, so you will have to manufacture whatever shots that you want to manufacture, and the other is varying his pace enough. Also, not all batters will be able to pick Kuldeep straight from the hand. Now when you're not picking a bowler from the hand, it is difficult to premeditate. You have only two options. One is either you play in the V, or you just wait for the bowler to pitch it short and then play off the pitch. And Kuldeep's really not pitching it short, maybe on one or the odd occasion, and because it was his day, when he pitched it short he found the fielder. So it is not a catching opportunity, but he did not go for a boundary. So it's not easy, which is why I feel a lot of teams that want to get ahead of India, they will have to make sure that they come prepared with a plan to at least attack one spinner, because right now you in like Nikhil said in the preview, India not starting well with the ball. There's only one end where there is control. On the other end there isn't. But despite that, the choke in the middle overs is inevitable. You could, and see, the start is not bad, but it isn't that bad that you can't cover it up in the middle overs. At max the teams are going at 6. So if you're going at 6, but in the middle overs, if you can contain the opposition to four runs and over, by the end of the 30th or 35th over, the game is still in your grasp. So a lot of good things happening for India on the bowling front. They just hope that Siraj gets his radar right. It's now been 4 games. If Hardik's not available, he'll still play. But if Hardik was available, it would have been interesting to see if India actually play Shami ahead of Siraj.
Okay, and what about Shardul next? Because I know he got your main man out, Thor Hidoy, but apart from that, 1 for 59, many people in the comments saying, is Shardul exposed? Who's a better bowler, Hardik or Shardul, asked Paris? Just a word in the Lord then, because did he get his radar wrong?
See, with Shardul, you know he's going to try a lot and maybe go for runs, but he's gotten wickets in the past. And to be honest with you, I this is why I kept saying that you have to use him better in the first few games. Because if he's only bowling 2 overs or 3 overs, otherwise, there isn't enough confidence in him being shown or being used at the space where he's ready for bowling 9 overs on a very good batting wicket. So I think
Yeah,
a lot of this has to have that context that Siraj is also gone at 6. Now, again, I'm not comparing Siraj and Shardul. But the point is, every game it feels as if Shardul is bowling for his spot, but it isn't the case. So, yes, you will want more control from Shardul, but you are not going to get it every game. And I think till that last over and the first over, he still bowled decently. He was keeping the runs in check, not going a more for more than 6, which is what you wanted on that deck. So that context has to be there. And of course, as Paji said, if Hardik isn't playing, there is no way Shardul continues to play. So they'll probably just get Shardul out for Shami directly then and play with a 6-5 combination that is a possibility. So for India, which is I wanted Shardul to be given used in a way that he has the confidence. There are some bowlers who need that confidence and wicket behind that back to keep coming good. Today, an off day for him, and it's happened maybe a few more times than he would have liked from the Asia Cup. So the pressure will be there. But again, if it on an average, if he's not bowling more overs, he'll not get better suddenly, and not on this very deck. So definitely a tough day for Shardul, but I'm expecting changes. So let's see how that goes with Shardul and the team.
okay, I mean, let's see in due course what happens, but it also makes me think about Hardik Pandya and that injury, which we'll talk about right now. If you guys are just joining us, Bangladesh huffing and puffing, like I said, to 256, a last ball six from the fizz to the boom. Yes, you
Shariful,
heard that
Shariful.
correctly. Yeah, oh,
From
Shoriful, was it?
Shariful.
So Shoriful hitting a six and giving Bangladesh momentum, if that really matters. But the key target is 257. Quickly, that Hardik Pandya injury, then, I mean, scans in his left hand is what I heard from Nasser Hussain. But it also was the ankle being taped around. How much should we be concerned? And is he irreplaceable?
Not see, we should be concerned, but I really can't say what is the state of the injury. So, and yes, he's irreplaceable. We've talked about this because if he's not there, you can completely see India playing Shami in place of Shardul and Sky coming in at 6, which I feel is the right way to go, because then you need to back your best 6 batters and the best 5 bowlers. So there's no other way around it. Yes, the balance goes for a toss, which is something that we have discussed at length. So yes, he's irreplaceable. That doesn't change that.
Okay, with India's fixtures next looking kind of tricky, dare I say, England, New Zealand, and Sri Lanka. If they get the points today, does that even matter? Because we're already in a prime position to qualify, dare I say.
Yeah, but then you don't want to go into the deep end of the tournament with more questions. So, if at all there is a scare that there is with Hardik, you might want to give Shami also enough game time and enough bowling time in the right role. Something that I just spoke a while back for Shardul, that you just can't expect them to turn up without having bowled enough. And these conditions have been tough for everybody to adapt to. Even Siraj has been going for runs, and as Padi said, it's only been Bumrah who's been able to control the flow in the first 10 overs. So that is something that India will be mindful of. And I don't know whether it could be blessing in disguise that if you get Shami in, you bowl Shami with a new ball, and then see if Shami Bumrah as a pair works for you better, because if Shami is able to give you that control in the first power play, it might just make it a bit more easier for Siraj to be used, and maybe the pressure will not be there as much on Siraj to strike. So very keen to see how that works out. But yeah, depending on the conditions, I think India will start to rotate a bit, even more so if there is an injury concern.
Yeah, and
Okay.
just on the bit that Nikhil had mentioned earlier on Shardul, the 10 overs, it like 1 for 59 in 10 overs doesn't look great, but the first and the last over combined together went for 31 runs, and the
Exactly.
remaining 8 overs for 28. Now other 8 overs for 28 is a very good effort on this pitch. This might be at par with Delhi in terms of how good the batting pitch was. I said in the preview that because it's black soil we could expect turn, but there wasn't any turn.
Yeah.
So there's great bounce on offer. So it's a very good batting pitch. You could rarely hit through the line. We'll be keen to see if there's any swing in the second innings, but it's a very good batting pitch. So Nasir Hussain was probably right that minimum. Even I felt it that 300 would be the minimum that you need. Probably
Yeah.
even that would
But
not be enough.
yeah, but we are not talking about a guy who had a very good, probably the best economy rate. 3 balls and just 2 runs. That is as good as you can get in this day and time. What are your thoughts, both of you?
I'm sure. Avnish would have felt that Virat deserves a longer spell.
Man, sometimes seeing Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli bowl, it's such a rarity right now. So we're just happy. We're just happy. I mean, I put out a story saying the return of Chris Harris. Everyone likened him to everyone else. I mean, it's quite ridiculous, but
Yeah, we
maybe there's
know you are
something
an Insta
between them.
celeb.
I mean, I'm
We know
sure it
you are
made
an
the crowd
Insta
in
celeb.
Pune happy. You would have been happy, Gurkirat. You've tweeted about it, already, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And how
See,
many and how many likes did that tweet get?
I did not check that.
Ah,
अब
that's the vital
अब वो दिन नहीं रहे. We don't check how many likes
right.
we
Then why
get
did
on.
you tweet about it? You had to just jump on the Kohli bandwagon, did you?
It's very funny. I can't ever forget that introduction that he gave. Right arm quick bowler. It's just so funny, and we've seen how passionate he's been about his bowling. So it's something which is a fun element. Goes without saying.
100%. By the way, if you did like Virat Kohli, give this video a like because essentially, when was the next time we'll see Virat Kohli bowl? Hopefully, not anytime soon from that regard. Let's just
At
throw it
least not
forward.
not in the knockouts. At least not in
Not,
the
not in the
knockouts.
knockouts. Or if he does, imagine if he gets another opposition skipper out stumped. I mean, that'll be something to definitely take note of. Nikhil, then, looking forward to India's chase, of course. And like Gurkirat said, it's an absolute batting paradise. Again, do we expect deja vu from what we saw against Afghanistan? A finish and a quick finish at that.
See, I think they will be a bit, I wouldn't say cautious, but they'll just be a bit more, maybe different word, circumspect to begin with.
Okay.
Because if there is some movement, Shoriful hasn't bowled with the new ball, but with no Taskin, very keen to see whether they would go down that route. There is Hassan Mahmood, who you expect him to be the third option then. So if there is any movement, you just want to make sure that you're not giving early inroads, because that is the worst thing that you would want to do on this kind of deck. So probably just see for a couple of overs, and that's what Rohit has done well so far. He's played on the melt of it, and then he's gone on and been very aggressive. So I'm expecting more of the same. Gill to stand at his end, get in and get a big one. And Rohit is the guy who has been taking the risk. So I'll just say, just watch out for the first 4 5 hours, and then you can play however you feel is best for that surface.
Gurkirat, what do you want to see from a batting front? Because we've seen KL get the runs this tournament. We saw Shreyas Iyer get an important 50. Rhodes, of course, we know him. And Virat, you mentioned in the preview. What about Gil Hindustan? I know it's Dil Pakistan in Bangalore tomorrow, but Gil Hindustan, surely, man. Come on.
Yeah, would love some runs from him. And again, a pitch that he should enjoy. Good bounce, and if there is no swing, you could really expect him to have a good one. And if there is swing, you would be interested to see how he bats in the first 15-20 deliveries. But this is a pitch that he should really enjoy. So yeah, hope there are runs for him. And if it gets close, hopefully it doesn't. Then maybe some runs for Jadeja, because that is something that now if Hardik's not there for the next couple of games,
Yeah.
you'd want Jadeja to get some runs under his belt. So yeah.
Yeah, let's see if it is the prince who shines in Pune. I couldn't resist with that particular headline. Right, I promised you guys we'll talk about something. And yes, new relax, I didn't forget, it is the fielding that I just want to throw a little light on. Kuldeep Yadav, wherever he's been patrolling it, every time I've seen it at this World Cup, I mean, I don't know, might have seen a couple of misfields, but every time Nick's, he just is a breath of fresh air. The field, he doesn't look like that little dibbly dobbly guy anymore. He looks like he's absolutely throwing in the full Monty whenever he goes for a dive as well. And more importantly, we've seen these Team India videos, and Max Mojo saying who's getting the medal, Jaddu or Rahul, because in Rahul's catch, an absolute peach. So talk to me about the fielding and which piece of brilliance did you enjoy the most?
I think the one where he saved a couple of that Bumrah's, the of the bowling of Bumrah, where he was diving at deep fine leg. That was really very commendable. Of course, Jaddu and Rahul took two very stunning catches, but again, you expect athleticism from Rahul and Jadeja. There is not enough adjectives left in this in the language to be able to put forward how good and how great he is in that ring at that region. So I think it is always great to see guys who've improved far better in terms of fielding aspect, because if it's not something that's very natural to you, it takes a lot of effort to get to where you are. So I think in terms of that, I personally feel the medal should go to Kuldeep, but again, we will see that after the game. For now, good to see that being taken care of, because a lot of these venues are shorter grounds, so your outfielding matters a lot. And we just saw yesterday of how you can have the Amul sponsor going the wrong way for many teams. So without getting into more details, hopefully this continues for India.
Looking at that cotton ball he took for Delhi Capitals, which went miles in the
Ah,
air, and he, of course, got that. I think from there on, I've seen Kuldeep just be an insane fielder. Obviously, I might be completely wrong, but what do you feel? Because normally, when people look at liabilities in the field for India, Kuldeep is your go to man in this 11, but he's proved all of us wrong.
Yeah, you'll have to credit him for working on his fitness, and you can see that just the way he's bowling. I mean, I think more than his fielding, the greatest attribute in terms of his fitness being his fitness having improved is the control that he has on his faster ones, because
mm,
he doesn't bowl it short, and he hardly bowls any short deliveries. And we have seen in this World Cup how wrist spinners have struggled for lengths. Shadab is a good example, has kept landing it short. We have seen it with Ish Sodhi. So Kuldeep, even when he's bowling the faster one and not bowling that short delivery, which just sits up to be hit, is I think the best attribute of how much he's worked on on his fielding. Because 2018, 2019, whenever he used to bowl short, or whenever he used to bowl that effort delivery full enough, it would either turn into a full toss while trying to go full, or it would turn into a long hop while trying to bowl the faster delivery into the pitch. So I don't think there can be a greater attribute. And the fielding bit, I just feel, is the byproduct of working on his fitness a lot, just to improve his bowling.
New relax, by the way, chipping into this fielding chat by saying is Jadu an all-time greatest in point to backward point fielding. I mean, he made that catch Hollywood-esque. Let's not lie to us, because he had it all day long. He just wanted to make it look good, and I think the horse celebration also came out with the cap tilted, which was good
No,
to
no,
that's
it
not
see.
was
the
the
horse. He's
No, no,
asking for the medal already.
oh,
He's asking
medal,
for the
medal.
medal all there.
Many people
Yeah,
said it was a garland as well, but might be the medal. You guys are absolutely spot on.
yeah,
Right, let me just take this opportunity to, of course, throw some light on our wonderful live blog guys at cricket.com and what they do in terms of written content during a game. They share different data that you guys might like on the go, on the fly, if you're reading it from somewhere at your offices, because I know it is a weekday. Innings progression, for example, it tells you a really good depiction of how Bangladesh went about their business and how they got sucked in the middle, as you can see, and lots more anecdotes, stats, as you have it in this particular live blog. So go check it out. I think today it's been our man Hardik Pandya, and he will give you a little insight of how things are bubbling up nicely in terms of the written text. Right. So predictions, guys. India to win by 8 wickets, or again, are we sounding like cocky Indian fans? Let's not go and jump the gun. But surely I can dream today. Kukirat, next. Next.
yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about the margin in terms of the 8 wickets, nine, whatever that
See,
is.
just cricket also is even more cockier.
No, I just want a good win, runs for top
Yeah.
three. That is my only tick box that I want to tick today. We can get runs for Jadeja later. Good batting tech, get yourself in, and close the game out well as you have done with the ball. So not wanting to be cocky 30, 35 hours. Win by decent amount of confidence and good runs under the belt for top three. That is it. Low,
Okay.
not wanting to name it.
Okay, I want a Gale 100 because Jadeja's already performed in X Factors. I'll get it right then. Gurkirat, what are you hoping for? A Virat Kohli 100? That'll be fun to see.
Yeah, would be a good change because I don't think he's had 100 in a chase for a long time, so could be a good change that way. But yeah, overs again don't really matter, but I think it would be around 40 to 42 overs, somewhere between that margin. And yeah, if not by 6 wickets, then by 7 wickets, because if it's more than that, then you feel that somewhere India got stuck. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's see how it all unravels with regards to India's chase. Can they make it literally four on the trot in terms of chasing in this World Cup? It'll be good to see indeed. Join us in the post-match scheme of things, of course. And meanwhile, you can check out some other amazing content on cricket.com. There are vlogs, there's fan cams, and there's, of course, explainers and different things that you can get to see on a cricket content channel. That's all we have time for with Nikhil Popat, Gurkirat, and me, all in blue. And hopefully, it is going to be Thursday Blues for India later on this evening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye from us. Like this video right now before I forget to remind you guys again. Cheers. Brilliant.
Chuck there.